So last episode we walked into the monster tower and walked out 7,000 gold richer, and with another monster to add to our belt. This episode is going to be focused basically on talking to the people of Monsbaiya, exploring Monsbaiya, and generally just seeing what we can do in town. So this probably will not go to the monster tower in this episode. Why did I walk out the house? I did not want to do that. So if you have Kun with you, he'll follow you around the town. If you come out here, then you can have a bath. A bath is so relaxing. A bath in a tin bucket, apparently. So we can talk to our mum and we can talk to our little sister. Now, if we talk to our little sister, she will offer to show us her monster book. So if you say sure, this is based. Every single monster that you encounter in the monster tower will go here, and you have fire, water, wind. So Kun is a fire type monster, and he is habitat Monsbaiya. Kun is a dragon, which was popular several hundred years ago for personal protection. However, it became extinct due to its poor reproductive ability. Oh, Cass! Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Poor Cass. The name comes from their cry that sounds like Kun, or Kuni. Right, so that's the first one. Now, next up we've got a flame, which has its habitat of a volcanic crater. A flame is a kind of spirit of fire born from sparks. It is a common monster which can be spotted anywhere and is used to build a fire in the Monsbaiya region. Its appearance looks like a fire dressed in armour. Its knight-like appearance represents its loyalty to its master. Okay, we've got a troll, which is our fire-type monster, habitat the mountains. This is a monster curious about everything and is very quick to learn how to use the tools humans use just by observing them. However, they can be a threat to travellers going over the mountains. So that's why they can use things like clubs and stuff. And as you progress, trolls are not just limited to the first few floors of the monster tower. As you progress, trolls will become more dangerous with better weapons as floors go on. Now let's go on to the balloon. A monster which floats in the air without its own nest. Its shape resembles a balloon-like portion, and it is its exposed lung, which enables it to elevate by inhaling air. It is sturdier than it looks and is difficult to be penetrated. And the one water type we have right now is a Palumpa. The weakest and most timid kind of monsters. It is used to live on prairies and deserts a long time ago, but now lives in a city since it is such easy prey for other monsters. You can sometimes see them in a back alley, so that's why Palumpas really not that much of a threat. They're so common. And here we have the noises. A music-loving, cheerful monster. The sound of the flute it plays can block the magic of veteran magicians. However, even if you run to the recital in a forest, you should not be deceived by the cheerful music and approach carefully. And next up we have cyclones. This monster has a large eye. It is well known that anybody who meets its eye cannot swallow any food. However, 12 years ago it was discovered that if an anorexic person looks at the eye of a cyclone, the disease is cured. Since then, its eggs have sold like hotcakes to women on diets or to anorexic people. So that's interesting information, and that's all the monsters we've met so far from our last trip to the monster tower. So I will be coming back to that monster book regularly. It evolves into a higher power. Okay, so we've got some couple of people to talk to here. Oh my god, oh my god. I broke Guru's oil pot. The windmill won't work without it. This windmill is used to grind wheat. For 100 years, this windmill has been so useful for the townspeople. But all of a sudden, its wings stopped. All we need to do is pour some of Guru's oil on the axle, but I broke Guru's oil pot. Well, you are an idiot, Isaac. The magic pot produces Guru's oil on its own. You can't make Guru's oil without Guru's oil pot. A legend says that when Guru's oil pot was found, there was another pot at the 15th floor of the tower as well. But the 15th floor of the tower is a place where few have reached. Martin, let me ask you, do you think you could go for me? I'll give you a reward, of course. Sure, I'm going to the 15 level anyway, eventually. So that is a little side quest we can do. Now here we have our first shop This is the bar, the local bar. Now, in the bar, there's a couple of things we can do, but we can talk to some hunters. Go into the tower, ha ha ha, blah blah blah, and they can sometimes give you information. And you can buy food from Konami. Been waiting at the store for ages for this person to return. This hunter has not returned since leaving for the tower. Boy did he look smart in his blue cape. They called him the Blue Warrior. You'd think he'd walk right through that door any minute now and tell me he's home. So that's another side quest if we go and find his blue collar and return it to Okami. So there's not much we can do in here. Talk to some hunters, talk to this guy. Eventually, a love interest will be in this bar. You're an adult now, so apparently at 15 you're an adult. I want juice. That will be 100 gold for juice! $100 gold? That is a rip-off. I'm never coming back to this place. 100 gold for damn juice. Orange juice at that. And in here is basically the cafe, restaurant. And that person there is a love interest. And here's the kitchen with the chef. Now, spoiler alert, how to get that love interest? Come in here and order every single bit of food on the menu. Do that, and that will unlock her love interest option. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I don't want to pursue love interest right now, as of yet. But we will be pursuing multiple love interests, because you can. This is the general trading store, where you can sell stuff. But there really is no price difference between selling stuff in the general store or at home. So here's Fur. Surprise, surprise, another love interest. Oh, it's you, Martin. Pleasant surprise. What brings you here? I've come to buy, actually. I don't think we have anything here that you could afford. What would you like to buy? So basically, she starts off quite posh. She likes men with money. And as you can see, there's a lot of things that we can buy. We can buy a ring when you want to express passion. Ruby's a gem. Duck, you can buy a duck for 10 gold. You can buy gifts to give to certain love interests. You can buy things to decorate your house with. You can get a bike, which will make you scoot about town very faster. But it's 20,000 gold, so no thank you. You can buy shoes. You can buy a new jacket. I don't understand what the difference is between buying these, because they're exactly the same as what we've got, I'm pretty sure. So I don't see why we need to buy them. And this is upgrades to your house. You can buy a washing machine, you can buy a fridge, range, all sorts of stuff. So you can improve your house with all of that. I'm not going to buy anything just yet. And just looking around. Then go home. This wasted discussion is costing me 1 gold per minute. I'm pretty sure it's not, because you get no other customers. Ooh. Okay. And then here is, I'm not actually going to go, well, I'll go in here quickly to show it off, but I'm not actually going to do anything in here. This is the Fortune House. There's not much you can do in here. Basically, it will give you information on what love interest you should pursue, and information about you and the tower. But I'm not going to do any of that stuff, because it ultimately doesn't mean anything. Because you can pursue every love interest with no consequence. Here's the hospital. Well, Martin, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. In your case, germs and illnesses would want to run away from you, so you probably have little concern for a clinic. Look here, don't you think this still remains a great looking clinic? Well, yes, I guess. Don't worry, you can tell me how you feel. But there was a time when I could not save a patient because I didn't have the equipment. I should have been able to help. And by the way, Reef tells me you're going to the tower. Did you come today to buy medicine? Well, let's see what he's got to sell. 15 gold. No, I don't want to buy it. I've got medicine herb here. So you can buy medicinal herbs from him for 15 gold if you need some before going to the tower. I don't particularly need one right now. Here and here is the monster shop. Now this is where you're supposed to sell any eggs that you bring back from the tower. If you come again to bother me, go home, go home. I'm a customer actually, I'll have you know. Doubt you to buy anything, you've run out of familiars your father left you, right? I've come to buy. We haven't had top monsters, blah blah blah, so our stock of monsters is extremely low. So basically, this is the monster shop. Now, I'm very annoyed at the developer Konami for this, because this is supposed to be where you're supposed to buy monsters. And you can't buy a single monster in the monster shop. You can only sell. Which sucks. So you can sell anything you want, but I'm not selling anything. So it sucks you can't buy a single monster. I'm annoyed at that game. That would have been a pretty cool way to get monsters. And here's the weapon shop, the blacksmith. The blacksmith. Barry. Well, oh, it's you. Don't get in the way of my business, Martin. You're only here to bug me anyway. No, I'm not. I'm here to... I am 15 years old. I've got 7,000 gold. Can't be a brat forever, you know. I'm a hunter, actually. The ruins of the tower. Come to buy, because let's see what you've got. We've seen an increase in hunters, so as a result we're always out of items. So that doesn't really match up, because the monster shop said there's not a lot of hunters. The weapon shop says there's a lot of hunters. But let's see what he's got. Crap is what he's got. As you can see, the medicinal herb is cheaper in the clinic than it is in the blacksmith, obviously. But you can buy a copper sword if you really want. But I don't want to do that. Now this is actually Nicoles' house. Nico's obviously a love interest, so this is your best friend's house. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, Martin! And there's Nico herself. Hey, Martin. Didn't realise you were here. This city is full of dust. Makes me sick. Hasn't got one bit of culture attached to it. I still remember your dad telling us all those kinds of stories when we were kids. When he used to tell us about his adventures to get to his city Monsbaiya, the city by the tower. More than any of the stories of his courage, I enjoyed his story about a city he passed along the way. In the city would be a park where the people would come to rest. In the park would be a fountain, always spurting clear water into the air. Those elegant people, they would sometimes have festivals or concerts. You want to go there? Not necessarily. I mean, yes, I want to go, but my hometown is here. I want to make this town better. Wouldn't you like to see this city become a better place, Martin? Well, of course, sure, why not? People here have trouble just getting by on their day-to-day lives, either emotionally or financially. Well, this is deep, Nico. I only came in here to say hi. That's why I sometimes volunteer in fundraising. If each of us could contribute even just a little, we could make this city that much more cultural. Okay, I'm going before you start talking about theism and atheism and whatever else you want to talk about. But if that doesn't explain what kind of person Nico is, she's quite cultured. And this is another love interest. Selphie. Hi there, puffy lips. I too started a tower adventure for magic training. I shall become a monster tamer true to my legendary family name, Road. It must be nice that your family name even still exists. Yeah, and this is your rival's house, by the way. Nice posh guy. And here is the swimming pool, I believe. The pool, indeed. Well, Martin, I hope you're doing pretty well at the tower. I've got a favour that only you can help me with. A thief stole the water medal, blah 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 blah. I went after him, but he ran into the tower. Without it, we cannot use the pool. Please, could you get the water medal back? I'll get it back for you. So that, by the way, is another side quest where you need to get the water medal from a monster that steals things. Actually kind of tricky to do. This is the temple. Not going to go in there. Not much to do in there at all. Nothing to do in there at all. Now, I'm sure there's a carpenter around here somewhere. I think I might have just missed it somewhere. This, by the way, is a monster. I know it says horse, but it's actually a monster from the Monster Tower. So this guy basically wants to make a racetrack. No, I was skipping a lot of this. So you can build a racetrack. You can build a lot of things in Monsbaiya and make it a better place. The only thing is, you need to have gold to build things. But as you improve the city, you unlock more love interests, paths, and you unlock more things. Now, there is a carpenter somewhere. I think I've just missed it. The carpenter is where you go to build improvements to Monsbaiya. It's not that, that's... Where the hell is it? SOS can't find the carpenter. Do you have to build the carpenter? Surely not. Here's the carpenter. It's behind the cafe, the restaurant. So if we come here, talk to this guy. Hey, Martin, how's it going? Not too bad. Tell me if you have something juicy. So that's Fawn. He'll be important later on, I think. Well, not important, but relevant later on. Now, talking about our rival. Gosh. Finally, they have decided to rebuild that wrecked up house that was ruining the scenery of the city. That's gosh. Can't do much with them just now, but that's Pen, nothing to do there. And this is Tonka. So you can talk to Tonka, and this is what you get. You can expand the monster hut before it becomes full, or you can expand the house. We can afford both of these things, but I want to, before I even think about doing work on Monsbaiya, I want to be a little bit more successful in the Monster Tower. So let's go into the Monster Tower right now. Let's go, let's go, let's go into the tower. Me and Cass entering the Monster Tower. And here we are. Okay. So first off, let's equip our stuff. Let's bring Cass out. Hello, my friend. Let's equip our vital sword. And I guess equip our steel shield. And use our blue sand to improve our steel shield. So now that gave it a defense of 7, which is great. Now, but we're going to start our next tower adventure next episode. So thank you all for watching this Monsbaiya based episode, and I'll see you next time where we do another journey into the Monster Tower. See you then.